Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright, so the other day we were talking about Joe Biden's disastrous speech, and of course you guys know my prediction. I don't think it's going to end very well for the Democrats, and certainly not for Joe Biden. That of course was my conclusion, but the longer time goes by and the more people I speak to, the more that belief is reinforced. I have been speaking to so many people about this, friends, acquaintances, people that I just strike up a conversation with. It's not like I'm going to these people just talking politics, people who aren't even involved in the realm of politics whatsoever, some apolitical, some left-wing, have been bringing this topic up in the conversation, and there's one common denominator throughout all of these discussions. Nobody that I've met is a fan of Joe Biden's rhetoric. Everybody saw it as destructive, as divisive, and the one point that keeps being brought up is that Joe Biden's rhetoric is almost an incitement to violence. And you know what? I totally agree. What happens when you label an entire group of people a threat to the nation? What happens when you call them fascists and claim that they're a dangerous element of American society? You essentially justify and incentivize violence or extreme action to be taken against those individuals. And that is exactly what Joe Biden has started. Well, frankly, it started a long time ago, but Joe Biden is doing what he always does, pouring gasoline on the flame. And of course, things are getting crazy. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on here. Another absolutely insane moment from Tiffany Cross's show on MSNBC. You know, Tiffany Cross, who previously said that Democrats or liberals should, quote, take arms. Definitely not an incitement to violence at all. No, of course not. We've got some stuff to cover, folks. So let's roll the tape. Alright friends, so the craziness is getting, well, crazier. MSNBC guest on Trump voters, quote, "We are at war with these people. These folks are evil." Take a look at this.
We are at war with these people. These folks are evil. They have allowed evil into their house with Donald Trump. He has now dominated the party. This evil is spreading. And when you are in a war footing, you have to respond accordingly. It's about time President Joe Biden decided to get tough. It's about time his advisors stop being weak and stop being impotent and not fighting back. What these people want to do to this country is destroy democracy.
Can someone please convincingly explain to me that right-wingers are the problem? These people are threatening legitimate war. They want civil war. They want to destroy you. They want to get rid of you. And it's not like they're hiding it. I mean, they're saying it verbatim. I'm being literal when I say that these Democrats and even the Biden White House literally want to get rid of you. Take a look at what Biden's White House senior advisor just said on ABC's This Week.
Has the president essentially given up on those MAGA Republicans, some 70 million people?
Well, what the president has done is said that he will continue to work with mainstream Republicans, that he will work with Democrats, that he will work with independents to get things done in our country. But this MAGA Republican agenda, this hate-fueled agenda, this MAGA Republican agenda that we saw incite violence on our nation's capital has no place in a democracy. And if we are not intentional about calling it out, which is what the president did, then our country, everything that our country is built upon, is in danger.
MAGA Republicans, which of course is just Republicans, have no place in a democracy. They want you gone. And the crazy divisive rhetoric is hitting all new levels thanks to Joe Biden, thanks to the White House, and Democrats more so than ever feel emboldened to bang the war drums and label you as public enemy number one. And really what makes this so disturbing to someone like me is the fact that I know exactly who they're talking about. That's this community. That's you guys who watch my videos every single day. I have a front row seat, a window into what conservative people are all about. And the disconnect is not only frustrating, it's sickening. They're claiming that people like you are evil, extreme, fascist, and that you represent such a current present threat that they're willing to declare war on you. But of course we know it's complete garbage. You guys are some of the nicest, most supportive, incredible people I've ever witnessed. You know, I notice a very stark difference. If you look at leftist YouTubers and Twitch streamers, they tend to have a very toxic, angry, miserable community. In conservative circles, it's not the same thing. You guys are positive, supportive, happy, and just want one thing and one thing alone: to live free and to raise your family in a good environment. environment, to have freedom, opportunity, faith is important, and family is important. This evil picture that Democrats continue to portray doesn't exist. Maybe it does at the absolute extremes, but it's so minuscule that it might as well not even be there. It might as well not even be acknowledged because it's so irrelevant and so small. And you really see this stuff at Trump rallies, for instance. Whenever Donald Trump's on the campaign trail, and honestly throughout the entire 4 years of him being president, I watched almost every single one of his rallies. And man, the energy, the passion, the love, the smiles, it's the complete opposite of evil. And this is what I'm constantly trying to explain to people. You have all these Twitter propaganda campaigns that link like 1 or 2 photos of Trump Republicans at a Trump rally, most likely a group of people that are yelling fake news or accosting Jim Acosta the accoster, and liberals pushing propaganda constantly link these pictures as if it represents the average Trump voter, or as if Trump rallies and Trump supporters are angry, vicious people. But it's a picture taken completely out of context, and it doesn't represent the reality. I mean, take a look at the Save America rally in Pennsylvania just the other day.
Well, thank you.
It's nothing but incredible positive vibes. Like I always say, friends, MAGA patriots, America First patriots, are the most discriminated against and demonized people in American society. I truly believe that. Much more so than any other group. And now you have these absolute lunatics calling for war against you, calling for a society that you are not allowed to be a part of, and they're supposed to be the tolerant ones. I mean, it's no longer hyperbole. I hated it. I found it so incredibly dishonest and disingenuous, so extreme, when leftists would compare Donald Trump and Trump supporters to 1940s Germany. But when it comes to Joe Biden, when it comes to the Democrats, I mean, it's headed towards that direction. Is it a direct one-to-one comparison? Of course not. But the ostracizing of an entire group of people, the rhetoric and the call to arms, the idea that their political messaging campaign right now has nothing to do with policy and is just demonizing one group of people and declaring them the enemy of the state and a threat that must be eradicated, it's the closest comparison to 1940s Germany that you're going to get in American history. It's a truly disturbing trend, and I really believe it's incitement to violence. It goes that far. In fact, we've already seen it. The same week that Joe Biden called MAGA Republicans semi-fascists, a Republican campaign office was vandalized, and spray painted on the front window was "Eat," an expletive word, fascist with an anarchist logo. That's not just an interesting coincidence. This is extreme intolerance and extreme bigotry that is going to lead to violence. In fact, of course, we already know because it's happened before. Joe Biden has the audacity to claim that extreme MAGA Republicans refuse to condemn violence. Well, let's not forget that this video exists.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Thanks for watching, friends. That's what I got for you. And of course, I will see you on the next one.